Hey everyone, welcome all, welcome back to my channel. If you're not new, I'm Merciful Moon the Mystic, and today I have this little post-election update video. I feel like it pertains to my last video I made on election day when I talk about having this weird dream because of all the revelations coming out now. In my last video, if you didn't watch it, towards the end of the video, I mentioned how the energy of this election felt very off. Like there was some form of interference, some energetic interference within this election results, and how I also mentioned timelines where there's going to be a shift. Like they're trying to shift back into the timeline of 2016, trying to replicate that energy of Donald Trump winning against Hillary. How they were trying to do that with this election, and how with this energetic interference there's going to be a lot of twists and turns as well when it came to the election result, which is why I didn't bother to post my own election reading when it came to, Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, because in my own reading, I got Kamala Harris for, winning the election. Like a lot of astrologers and tarot readers and intuitives out in YouTube, they all channeled the same thing I did, but I didn't want to post my findings because I felt the energetic interference going on and how something felt very off with this election. Like something was going to happen because it felt like the energy of 2016, 2017. So I held off on that. And lo and behold, people are coming out with their revelations of how they also feel that the um the election, the current election that went down, there's something wrong and something very wrong in the force, so to speak. A lot of people are saying how the numbers don't add up, how Trump was able to take the popular vote even though he's never managed to win the popular votes in any of his other previous runnings for presidents, not between Hillary and not between Joe, but now all of a sudden he has the popular vote and he managed to take all the swing states, just like that, and like a snap of the fingers, and how quickly all the ballots were counted, and how early this election was called, very prematurely, and how also the House and the Senate seem to be going, red too. So it was very suspicious when I was watching the election results come in, and it confirmed, the energy I was feeling, how there's something fishy going on in the ethers behind the scenes, that allowed the unexpected win of Trump when everyone, even voting predictors, were even saying Kamala should have won. Um, yeah, and even, people were coming out with saying how there's missing ballots that haven't been accounted for, or how ballots haven't been fully processed, uh, and how fast all the ballots were counted, and even bomb threats at polling stations when it came to, Democratic uh, polls in Democratic areas. So it was just a lot of anomalies happening around this election. Um, I feel like all us tarot readers and spiritualists and even election predictors, like we all can't be wrong. We all feel like something's off, and the energy was giving Kamala, and so Donald Trump was like this very unexpected win because there seems to be some interference happening behind the scenes that's I see that some states are actually doing some investigation with their ballots, so that's good. But that's not what I'm uh, gonna read for. What I'm going to read for is if the Democrats um, are they going to ask for a recount, because that's what we really want. Like when all the votes came in, if they're actually going to do a recount and call into question the results. So unfortunately, I got the Sun God card in reverse. So it doesn't seem like Joe Biden is going to call for a recount anytime soon. And I asked why, and I got the boundaries card. Seems like a woman in a force field or in a bubble. So I think the Democrats aren't calling for a recount right now, is like due to probably protecting Kamala and the American people from any possible fallout if they were to like contest the results of the election, because there have been Trump supporters threatening that if Trump didn't win, he'll excuse me, like civil war would happen. And as we saw on January 6th, January 6th, when Joe Biden was elected, Trump does, Trump has no problem with inciting his supporters to violence. So I think the reason why the Democrats haven't asked for like a full recount yet is due to, trying to protect from any possible, violence that will come from asking for a recount. And the boundaries card is all about self-respect too. And so I'm believing that Kamala is putting this like sports, graceful sportsman like persona, seeming that she's okay with the loss and losing with grace, so to speak, to lull the opposition, her opposition, into like this false sense of security. Because I did ask if they're at least gonna investigate the results, and I got the B card upright. So there's some silver lining. So they are considering the possibilities of there being some sort of interference, some tampering going on. So the Democrats are looking at, all possible angles, probably trying to, find the source of the anomalies in order to make sense of everything that's going on. But are they going to ask for a recount right now? It doesn't look like it, due to the possible fallout of the possible fallout of the recount. Um, but yeah, that's my reading for the Democrats, if they're gonna, do a recount or not. But yeah, this whole election has been, oh my gosh, this lighting. This whole election has been really, really weird, very off. So we'll just have to wait and see what goes on next, because I also mentioned in my last video, was like this energy is going to give us some twists and some turns, some plot twist in you know in the up and coming weeks and months ahead, because I don't think the Democrats are gonna fully take everything lying down when it comes to Trump's plans for America. Um, and if you didn't see my video about my dream, um, it was basically about a dream of suppression. So I'm not surprised that this happened. I'm really not surprised about, Donald Trump, claiming the win so would, easily, why it was so, it seemed to be so effortlessly in his favor. I'm not really surprised because there's some shady stuff going on. And I hope it can be caught sooner rather than later. Fingers crossed. Here's to hoping. But yeah, that's my post election update. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.